What's up, guys? It's been a while since I did my LP, and part of that was because I didn't think that anyone really cared much about it or anything, which is probably still true, but I found out that I actually have at least two fans, so I was really excited about that. So I don't know, I decided to do a couple more. I'm going to play around a little bit, see how it goes. Anyway, when we last left off, I was faced here with a decision. I had to decide whether to basically join up with the Bureau of Internal Investigation, which is kind of a federation group, or betray them, which would pretty much align me with the rebels. And I thought about it, and I decided to say, um, fuck the man. So, I'm going to help out the rebels. You quickly decide that there's a line you won't cross, and you draw out your blaster and shoot dead the surprised four-man Seton team. The counselor gets up and dusts himself off before coming over to shake your hand. Thank you, he says sincerely. I owe you my life. These men would have destroyed my mind for some pathetic spy game benefit. They'll be after you too now. I suggest that you get the hell out of the Federation as soon as possible. My only suggestion would be for you to go to rebel planet of Meral in the Aldebaran system and ask for Jay in the bar. He might be able to make you disappear into the everyday life of a freighter captain. You never know, he grins. From there, you could go on to become a high-ranking member of the rebellion. I'm going to head out of Federation space myself. Today has shown me that I cannot survive for much longer if I stay here. Whatever you decide to do, Captain, he claps you on the shoulder manfully. I didn't know that was a word. I wish you luck. Okay. So, we've joined up with the rebellion. Well, not quite yet, but we did betray the Federation, so that's kind of out of the picture. Now, you may notice that I got a new ship. This is the Rage gunboat, and I basically hijacked it from a Federation guy. So, kind of while I was thinking about what decision I was going to do, I basically went and hijacked a new ship from a Federation guy since I decided that I wasn't going to stay with them anyway. So this is actually a pretty good ship. The defenses are a lot better than on my Pirate Valkyrie, or excuse me, the Pirate Starbridge. And it has a lot more room for weapons and stuff. It's a little slower and a little less maneuverable, but the upside is that I outfitted it with a couple rail guns, which are those big, well, not those big, but those little blue blasts coming out. And basically they have a really, really, really long range, so I could basically be killing a guy outside of my screen, and if he didn't have any rail guns or missiles or anything, I would pretty much be able to take him out without being able to retaliate very well. So I like that when I was messing around with it, killing pirates and making a lot of money. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. I still have the Hellhound missiles too, but I really haven't had to use them, which is kind of cool. Costs a lot less money. The railguns are really pulling their weight. So it also has a little Wraithy pod or whatever you want to call it. All right, so this is the whoops. Is that the system? Meral. What the fuck? Oh, it's way out here. Alright, so this is where the rebel guy told us to go. As soon as you finish your post-flight routine, you decide that you had better head to the bar to find out this off-duty dockmaster. Alright. You ask the barmaid to point out the off-duty dockmaster, and she points out a stocky fellow enjoying a quiet drink. He looks up as your shadow falls across his table. What can I do for you? He asks politely. You explain your situation, saying that you were directed here to do something useful for the rebellion that doesn't require you to have an enormous security clearance. He looks at you and runs his hand through his graying hair. Well, we could use some help getting foodstuffs onto the planet, he muses. He goes on to explain, the Bureau is trying to starve us out of the Federation, and people's belts are starting to look a little tighter. You willing to become a freight courier? That doesn't make any sense. People's belts are starting to look a little tighter, but they're starving? Anyway, sure. Alright then, he says, squaring his shoulders. If you could go to Las Vegas in the Vegas system and pick up 10 tons of food and bring it back here, it would be much appreciated. Ask for Jay when you return, and I'll make sure it gets distributed to the right people. When you're on Las Vegas, Jay continues, make sure you get your produce from a guy named Burton. He's willing to sell this food to people he hasn't seen before, so he's your man. You thank him sincerely, but he merely eyes you askance? Okay. Leaving you wondering what you did wrong. He must have read your face because he goes on to say, next time, he warns, picking up his drink, don't bring everyday business to the bar. I like my time off. You nod your head and start heading back to your beloved FU, leaving Jay to savor the rest of his drink in peace. Oh yeah, that's what I named my ship because it's called a Rage Gunboat.
But I hope you leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine!
So, I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but it makes sense to me. Alright, so we're going to jump all the way down here. Pirate carrier. Not going to bother with you. Alright, so now we got to do a couple more of these jump missions and such. We're going to be attacked by a Federation guy. Don't seem to hate me that much yet, so I don't know if I want to retaliate. Maybe I will. Or maybe not. It never really hurted me that much. Alright, as soon as you land, you go looking for this Burton guy. Surprisingly, he's not too hard to find. The Las Vegas marketplace is very well organized, and within a half hour, you're standing in front of the man you want, haggling over the price. The two of you quickly reach an agreement, and you get your 10 tons of food, no questions asked. He even gets one of his men to give you a hand loading the stuff onto your ship. After a casual look around to ensure that none of the Federation authorities are paying you any obvious attention, you run through a quick pre-flight checklist before heading off planet. Alright, check out the bar, check out the missions. Okay. So now I need to head back here to Aldebaran. That's kind of... Aldebaran sounds kind of like a takeoff of that Star Wars planet, Alderaan. Getting a little creative here, I see. Oh, never mind, it's Aldebaran. My bad. I was wrong. Wow, that's a lot of Federation ships. As soon as you open the hatch, you are hailed by a smiling Jay walking along the concourse towards you. I take it you got it, he states with a grin and a wink. You show him your holds, and he claps you on the shoulder. Come with me to my office, he says, and we'll see what can be done about payment and a regular run. We'll leave the unloading to the people who get paid for it. Yeah, leave it to those peons. You follow Jay into his Spartanly furnished office, and he sits you down on a comfortable chair. I take it, he states, that you will be wanting to move your way up the ranks to the more exciting missions. When you nod, he grins and claps you on the shoulder again. Good to hear, he says with an approving smile. Of course, we live in times when trust is at a minimum, and if you want to become involved in the more exciting missions, then you have to prove yourself worthy by doing plenty of the tedious, lower-risk runs. To get you started, he goes on, I'm going to make these food drops a regular occurrence. To each one, you will go a little way to proving yourself to the rebel high muckmucks. Okay. Muckmucks, right. You nod in understanding. In the meantime, here's 15,000 credits to play with. He hands over a credit chip. I have a few drinks on me. You know what? I won't, because I don't... There's no button to drink. Oh, jeez. Okay, now Alright, so I'm going to do these food runs, and I'll be back when I get done doing them.
I'll be back.